Tesla has a really interesting way of selling cars. They don't do it through a dealership like every other car company in the US, and they don't care for traditional advertisements. And well, in July, I ordered and recently took delivery of this. This is a Tesla Model Y. Since it's such a different car buying experience, and when I bought the car, I actually wished there was a resource like this, I thought I'd share everything I know about the Tesla car buying experience, lay it out for everyone to hear, and maybe even provide some tips for people that are interested. Let's get started with a little in-depth car buying experience review. This video is sponsored by Mercury from Stream Elements. Mercury is a great tool for content creators to manage their YouTube channels and overall make a more engaging experience for their audiences. Why stop at just comments and hearts? That's old school. With Mercury, you'd be able to do that and so much more. For example, the Shoutout Studio feature helps you quickly create shoutouts to your recent subscribers, Patreon backers, or Discord members, all within their easy to use and easy to understand UI. Within this, you can change how recently they subscribed, how many names you want, how fast it scrolls, and even the design and text message you want to appear. It's a great way to quickly generate a thank you message for all those that have supported you up until this point. And you can see here that I have one quickly generated scrolling right below right now. With Mercury, you also get access to dynamic description widgets, which are little blurbs of text in your description that is updated real time as you approach your goals. So maybe you want to showcase your current subscriber goals or shout out your latest subscribers or tippers. All that and much more can be created and previewed all within the Mercury web interface. If you're interested in those features, or even more features that we haven't discussed yet, like setting up tipping in the video description and the Mercury dashboard, check out the link in the video description below, where you can find a link to Mercury and as well as my own example of what a dynamic description widget would look like for my own channel. Anyway, back to the video. I have timestamps down below and relevant links to everything I mentioned in the video. I'm going to eventually review this car. Wait, actually, let me rephrase that. I'm going to be reviewing mainly the techie features of this car. I'm not Doug DeMuro, and I'm not trying to be, but for today, I'll leave the techie quirks and features for later. A weekend, like all car owners when they purchase a new vehicle, I think I'm still in the honeymoon phase, so it'd be a bit difficult to look at this car more objectively. But I'll probably do a video at the month mark and the year mark when my honeymoon phase is over with this car. Alright. First, let's talk about how we settled on the Model Y. Trust me, this will be relevant information for later parts of this video. I'm not telling a story just to tell a story. My wife and I moved in together when we got married, and we both drove sedans, which was super economical and friendly on our gas budget, but we quickly realized, since we lived in a house now, we needed something that can carry more junk in the trunk, especially if we buy bigger items that just won't fit in a sedan. Trust me, IKEA runs are really difficult to do out of a Honda Civic. So we wanted an SUV, and for some reason, we decided it was a really great idea to buy an SUV in a crazy car market that has used cars potentially selling for above new car prices. Thanks, chip shortage. We looked at multiple dealers, including Lexus, who behave so snooty and up their own butt that I never want to go back, Acura, which had some cars on their lots, and we nearly went into a Mercedes-Benz dealership, but noticed that they had very few cars on their lot. We tried to go into a Ford dealership to try to take a look at a Ford Mach-E or a Ford Bronco, but we had little success there too. Those cars weren't available to test drive and were sold the moment they got on the lot. From those experiences, we narrowed our potential vehicles down to just 4 vehicles: the Tesla Model Y, the 2020 Acura MDX, the Ford Mustang Mach-E, and the Ford Bronco. We tried scheduling a touchless test drive for the Model Y online, and it only let me select a week out and in only one location of the 4 in the city of Houston. And because I'm super impatient and couldn't wait a week, we just showed up at a store and asked them to schedule us for a test drive. And they actually scheduled us for a test drive the day after that we showed up at a location that wasn't even available on the app. So the only pain point there was that we had to actually physically walk into a store to schedule an appointment. And that appointment wasn't even available or wasn't even offered online. In that store, they had a Model 3 and a Model Y on display that you can touch and feel and get your germs all over the display, seats, and the car. The sales associates confirmed that they don't get paid by commission, so they don't try for hard sales of the vehicles like a regular dealership. They were quite nice and even showed us some Model S Plaids that they had in the back. What's interesting about Tesla test drive compared to other car brands with dealerships is that they leave you alone in the car. There's no sales rep sitting inside of the car eavesdropping into your conversations, and you can be honest with your significant other instead of a sales rep trying to sell you on it. Each test drive session lasts a total of 30 minutes, and when we finished our test driving appointment with the car, we ended up ordering the Model Y in the store. So why? I loved the tech inside of the car. I love the features of the car, how fast it accelerated, and the overall minimalism of the car. I'm not a minimalist, but my wife and I love the minimalist look, and that fully panoramic sunroof is just a huge wow factor when you step into the car. Just imagine how many stars you can see on a clear night, and how many dead bugs this thing will be catching as you drive 75 miles down the freeway. Beautiful. Now here's how the purchasing process went. When you order from the site, you can select between the different trim levels of each model. Each trim also has their own estimated delivery date. Typically, the more expensive trims have a faster estimated delivery date, and by default, Tesla puts you at the potential savings tab that shows you the cost of the car with potential tax breaks for your state and gas savings, which honestly is pretty misleading. It is cheaper to fuel the car with electricity versus gas, and there are tax breaks, but those aren't the costs of the car. It costs to own the car. And plus, you'd still have to dish out the full amount in cash or a loan anyway when you're paying for it. From there, there's a $250 deposit that you have to pay to reserve your vehicle. And then you get this cute little screen with a hedgehog. Your order is complete. We completed our order in store and were told we should be receiving notification via text and email that we need to fill out some additional information on the Tesla website to continue the car buying process. You'll need to upload your driver's license and will need to select your method of payment between paying outright in cash, getting a loan from Tesla, leasing the car, or paying with a third-party loan. If you're undecided, you can choose pay in cash and call Tesla later to get the payment option changed. I actually ended up changing my payment option the day before delivery, and it ended up just fine. After those steps, you should get 2 more steps of uploading your car insurance with the car on it and final payment. You don't have to worry about these until about 2 weeks before the car actually gets delivered. If these aren't filled out, you'll still be in a queue for a new vehicle. However, you can't even complete these last 2 steps completely because you actually need the VIN to put it on your insurance. If you're curious to see progress on deliveries, on the forums of the website Tesla Motors Club, there are Google Sheets with when people ordered their car and when it actually delivered, which definitely helps you keep track of your general place in line. I ordered my long-range Model Y in late July and had an estimated delivery date of November. Obviously, it's not November yet. It's still October. After your order, every time you check on your order in your Tesla account, you'll be able to see your estimated delivery date. And it's a very stressful experience. You'll end up checking that thing daily, and before you know it, it's your most visited page on Google Chrome. The delivery date fluctuated wildly throughout the process and would swing all the way to December, or the delivery date would disappear completely. But the dates start finalizing around a month before your actual delivery date, and the dates start to not move anymore. If I were you, I'd try my best to not look at the delivery date as much as I can. It becomes a really, really bad habit and not a stress you want to add to your life. And around 2 weeks before you take delivery of the car, you'll get an email and text message asking you to schedule a delivery date. And when you click on that link that they provide you, you'll be given different days that you can choose to take delivery of the car. And if you live close enough to a service center or store, you'll have the option to have the car sent directly to your house, saving you a trip to the store. Once that's scheduled, before your delivery date, you'll need to get your car on your insurance and the insurance policy uploaded onto the Tesla website, and you need to finalize your payment. Once all that is complete, you're pretty much good to go for delivery day. At this 2-week mark, it's also a good time to start picking out accessories you may want for the Tesla, like all-weather floor mats, a screen protector for the giant tablet in the center of the car, or I would even consider installing a NEMA 1450 outlet, buying an extra charging cable, and buying a NEMA 1450 adapter for your garage. The standard wall plug that comes with the car can only charge these cars 1 to 4 miles an hour. And that's fine if you don't drive much, but with the NEMA 1450 outlet, you can charge up to 30 miles an hour with it, use the outlet for other EVs if you ever get rid of the Tesla, or plug in a drying machine. Not saying you actually use it for that case, but It's a suggestion. Until the end of 2021, there is a tax credit for getting an EV charger installed in your house, so I'd take a look at that as well. And now we're at delivery day. Delivery day was the most exciting day of buying a Tesla, but it was also the most nerve-wracking. We opted to get the car delivered to us, so a delivery driver drove the car to our house and let us inspect the car in detail. One of the biggest concerns people have with Teslas is their quality control and how the cars end up looking on delivery day. People report misaligned panels, scuffs, paint chips, stuff like that. If it's something minor within the first 72 hours and 100 miles, Tesla will fix these issues free of charge if you take pictures of it and report it within their mobile service. Upon delivery of my own Tesla Model Y, there were a couple of issues, as you can see in the images here. This does, however, require you take it to a Tesla service center, right? Which can be really far away, or booked with appointments 2 weeks out, depending where you live. That being said, if you have a major issue with the car on delivery day, you have every right to refuse delivery, and they will take that car back, provide you with the new VIN, and you'll be in line for a different vehicle. There's a good checklist I found that labels a ton of things you should look out for during the Model Y delivery process, and I'll attach it in the video description below. After you're done inspecting the vehicle, the deliverer will have you sign for the car, and they will then wait for an Uber ride to take them back for their next delivery. Don't make it awkward, just talk to the guy or gal for 10 minutes so they aren't staring at their phone in front of your house the whole time. Then there's even more stuff that you have to worry about after the delivery process. If you live in any of these states right here, Tesla does not account for sales tax in the purchase price of the car. So when you sign for the car in any of these states, you get the registration forms in the mail. I still haven't gotten my registration stuff in the mail yet, but when I do, and I go get the car registered, I'll be looking at a sales tax bill. So just be prepared and keep that in mind. It may affect how much you want to finance your vehicle because you didn't leave enough money to be spent on sales tax. Let's end on some things that people don't know about when ordering their Tesla: delivery dates, price fluctuations, and resale value. Let's start with delivery dates. The chip shortage has affected all car manufacturers, including Tesla. As of the timing of this video, if you were to spec out a long-range Model Y in late October, you'll be looking at an estimated delivery month of May 2022. You may think, 7 months for a car? That's ridiculous. And you're absolutely correct. It's crazy that there's so much demand for a car that you have to wait over half a year for. But the thing is, this was true for a lot of the cars we were looking at. The Mach-E and Ford Bronco were also struggling with production issues. I have a friend who's now looking for the Ford Bronco, and she was getting estimated delivery dates for late 2022 to early 2023. Which is absolutely crazy, right? This is not a Tesla specific issue, but it's more of an industry-wide issue. Cars are harder to buy now, and it may be well into 2022 before the chip shortage lets up. But these long delays definitely played a role in why we ended up choosing the Model Y. Then there's price fluctuations. Because Tesla doesn't use dealers, they control the price of their cars, and there's no haggling at all. When the Model Y long range was announced, it was starting at $50,000 US. Then it slowly dropped down to $48,000 and has since risen up all the way to its all-time high, which is now $57,000. That's almost 10 grand more than its lowest price. But it isn't just Tesla doing this. When we looked at the 2022 MDX, our second choice, right, our runner-up car, I was getting information from the dealer that if we'd like to purchase one, we would have to pay a market adjustment on the price of the car and have to wait for a delivery as well. The market adjustment would have added to an additional $3,000 to the price of the car, and it was non-negotiable. They were not lowering the price. And if we didn't want it, they just sell the car to someone else. And the price fluctuations that I mentioned with the Model Y are all across the entire Tesla lineup between the Model S, Model 3, Model X, and Model Y. So if you're considering a Tesla right now, just be sure to know that the prices you see today may not be the same prices you see tomorrow, and that the same issues are plaguing the entire industry. Now let's discuss resale value real quick. Because of the chip shortage and long wait times, if you really don't want to wait and don't mind ordering a used Tesla, you can buy one through Tesla's website or through other means. However, I should at least tell you that lightly used Teslas are right now selling for more than new Teslas because they're readily available. It's like paying for one-day shipping instead of waiting half a year for a new car. This has also led to a lot of people selling their lightly used Teslas for new ones, which honestly at this point, I might consider. It's not a bad idea. Why not upgrade if it saves me money in the long run? That's my knowledge dump on the Tesla buying experience. Did I cover all of your questions, or are there questions that you still have? I hope all the things I put out in this video helps you make the best decision for yourself. Car buying is super expensive and you don't want to make the wrong choice for yourself. I get that. So I hope this helped you in some way or fashion and it reinforced or unenforced your purchasing decision. If someone you know is planning to buy one or is on the fence, maybe share this video with them and it may push them towards or away from that purchase. Either way, whatever your decision is, I hoped this video helped. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and I'll have a month later and year later review of the Model Y coming up. Or maybe you're interested in tech. Feel free to check out my channel for stuff like that. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. Bye.